Party people in the place to be. It's your brother Z-O without the E. What up, what up, what up? Party people in the place to be. It's your brother Z-O without the E. Yeah. Now listen, when you come in, hit that like button. Come on, that's like bus fare, cab fare, Uber fare. When you come in, hit that like button. That's like train fare, plane fare. When you come in, hit that like button. Already 2 people done jumped in here without hitting the like button. Come on, when you come in, hit that like button. All right. What up, what up, what up? I hope everybody is good. Pay your fare. Pay your fare. The only fare is a like button. Gets us in the algorithm. YouTube starts talking about it. This is my morning meaningful message. I do these when I'm out on my pre-workout walk. This walk I'm about 2 miles, maybe 2.5 miles into the walk. I started a little earlier today, but I do this walk before I go work out. I find that I work up a nice little, nice little sweat pre-workout. I get my calisthenics in. So basically, I've already burned some calories. So when I start lifting, that lifting goes directly to the muscle that I'm trying to maintain. What up, what up, what up? Is the like button a heart? It might be. It just might be. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is doing well. We're living in a very transitional time. And because the times that we're living in are transitional, they don't feel traditional, they don't feel static, they feel like they're in flux. This is a good time to start. Listen, what I'm about to tell you, I want everybody to go out and do this. This is a good time to go get a journal. You remember those journals we used to have? We used them as notebooks. We used to have in school that looks like black concrete. That's where we wrote all our notes down. Well, you can use that as a journal. Okay? We got to do our uncertainty journal. Right? Society has been built on security, predictability. That's part of what the government is supposed to do, is to provide security for the people. Sorry, I'm out here walking. Right? Order. Law and order is one of the supreme rules of the government. However, we're living in a time where, things are in flux. Right? And if a society is in flux, so are the people. If the people are in flux, the relationships can also exhibit this. You say, how do you connect all or correlate all three? Well, a lot of people will look to Carl Jung and talk about the shadow and shadow work and how it manifests in relationship. If you don't, deal with your inner self, it manifests in the external world as fate. That's what Carl Jung said. And I paraphrase. Here's the thing. Carl Jung also talked about a societal shadow. So because we've been conditioned for predictability, for safety, for order, which is things don't change, things remain the same, in our relationships, trust, order, stability, predictability, all of that stuff becomes of paramount importance. Do you see? Relationships are initially designed for transformation. It's where you transform from the inner wounded child to the fully grown adult integrated person. Fully integrated person. Psychologically adult person. Emotionally adult person. That's what relationships help you to do. Not Netflix and chill, not vacations, not vacation, staycation, maycation, not all of that. That's good. I'm not saying there's a problem with that, but what I'm saying is the icing can't lead the cake. The cake of relationship is the remaking of oneself by accepting the reflections that come from your energetic vibrational match. You get who you are, you get what you are. And many of us have become addicted, almost in an opioid kind of way, to predictability, to stagnation, to unhealed states in relationships. We'd rather reenact, right, a familiar wound than engage in unfamiliar freedom. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Anybody listening? Everybody hit the like button. 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 Not enough people in here right now. Not enough people talking. What are we doing? Am I wasting my time? What are we doing? Like button. 15 likes, 17 likes. One more person in here. Martin, a little something on the next pair of gym shoes, walking all on all that concrete. Thank you, brother. Does this message resonate? Because let me tell you, I have to be honest with you. I'm going through a transition myself. We have to embrace uncertainty, right? And I am okay with not doing what I've been doing. Do you understand? The message has to matter to the masses. The message has to resonate to the masses. And resonating isn't just what we do in the black church, fanning and nodding, We have to go into action. I gave you an action point. Let's journal on uncertainty, on unpredictability. We live in uncertain times. You've been conditioned to believe that everything is okay. Stay calm, folks. Everything is all right. Stay calm, because that is the sedative that they put us under. That is part of the conditioning. The conditioning is stay calm, folks. Everything will be okay. Relax. We have been injected with toxic security, toxic positivity for far too long. Your mama did it when she went too far with whooping you, or when she went too far with silencing your emotions, or when she went too far without acknowledging your feelings and neglecting your feelings, and then coming back and say, oh, baby, I ain't do nothing to you. How many times you try to get your mama to acknowledge some of the things that were said and done in the relationship when you were a child, only to be stonewalled again? Do you understand? Predictability, we have to break that. If we want to grow, if we want to change, if we want to evolve, we have to break that pattern. So we have to do uncertainty work. We got to journal on it. Uncertainty, right? We're living in a time of great change. How can you change? How can you change? Why do you remain the same? Why is it so difficult for you to do something different? Maybe something different is better for you. But because you don't know how to approach better, because you've never had better, you go back to the same old pattern, certainty, predictability, even if that pattern is toxic, right? How do you get past that? You're stuck, right? The reason why you're stuck is because certainty equals control. Control equals comfort. Do you see? You'd rather be comfortable in that which is fractured then uncomfortable in that which is aligned. Did you hear what I said? Comfortable in that which is fractured, then uncomfortable in that which is aligned. I can't feel the walls. I can't feel the floor. It feels right. It feels like I'm supposed to be here, but the known is gone. My norm is gone. Wait a minute. Do you see? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's journal about the moments where we're free falling in life, where we don't have an answer. How do we get comfortable with that? Comfort in the spiritual sense is tantamount to acceptance. What do you mean? Just sit there and accept the way things are? No, not necessarily. I got to act to change them. Sure. Change is superficial. Transformation is internal. Acceptance is a part of internal transformation. Sometimes doing nothing is better than running from something. Hold on, what do you mean, Zoe? Yes, most of us are doing something so we can run away from something. What are you trying to run away from? Boredom? I don't know. FOMO? I don't know. Intimacy? I don't know. We're always doing something to get away from the uncomfortable moment. When was the last time you sat in that uncomfortable moment without judgment? Without this irrational fear. Let me get up and do something. I got to change this circumstance. When was the last time you just said, okay? Breathe in that moment. What is this moment trying to teach me? What have I done to get to this moment? What steps did I take? Not from a judgmental space. Not what bad moves did I make that led me here. No. Retrace my steps. What was I not paying attention to? Spirit, show me my steps. You can say this before you go to bed. Show me the steps I took. There are no missteps because every step leads to an understanding. So there are no missteps. Do you see? Meditation, right? In this moment. We got to get used to transition. We got to get used to change. Let me tell you something. People work really hard on making the mask that they project outward. They work really hard on making that mask look unchanging. That's why that mask has to be pristine. That's why that mask has to look flawless. The representative, as they say, that mask comes from the Greek term persona. My personality, my character, how I show up, right? Do you hear what I'm saying? That mask cannot look like it's in flux. What's in flux is the shadow. So the mask's job is to protect the shadow, is to hide the shadow's irascibility, its tumultuous nature, something is bubbling, it's boiling, it wants to be acknowledged, it wants to be seen. Do you see? But the mask we wear, that job is to obfuscate the shadow. Do you see? Do you see? I look unchanging. You can count on me. I ain't gonna never let you down. I'll never, ever, ever hurt you. I'll never, do you understand? That's the mask talking. Humans are in flux. You need an uncertainty, right? And a transitory journal, right? You need to go in and understand, is this shadow space that is tumultuous, that is incessantly bubbling to the surface? Is this space a space of creativity and imagination? You need to write about yourself. You need to see, wait a minute, where did these coping mechanisms manifest from? Oh, am I protecting a wound that I had to create for myself so I could survive my parentage? so I could survive my childhood? And is this how I'm showing up in relationships when I get triggered? What's triggering you is radical freedom. That's what unconditional love is. It's radical freedom. Unhealed wounds only know liberty through control. What is liberty? Liberty. I've given you the definition of liberty 1,000 times. What is liberty? Freedom within constraints. Freedom within boundaries. Freedom within borders. That's your legal term for liberty. Freedom has a legal term too. Unconditionally free. Radical act of unconditional freedom. And many people fear love. They fear unconditional freedom because a coping mechanism is the liberty by which they live their realities. Do you see? The first person that raised me, that was supposed to love me, was the first person that failed me because they're a human being. Human beings fail human beings all day in America. It's just what it is. That's all day, all over the world. Human beings fail other human beings because we're imperfect, right? We spend too much time working on the mask of certainty as opposed to diving into the depths of this tumultuous, ever-growing and changing shadow self. Does this make sense? Are you understanding what I'm saying? By embracing uncertainty? Oh no, I gotta control the outcome. If I'm not in control, if you're in control, you are performing. You are manipulative. You use people to protect yourself while extrapolating what you didn't get in childhood. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You choose old wounds and old patterns in partners as a representative of of who hurt you from the beginning. And by dating them, you seek to try to get what you didn't get from that initial person. Some people say that's a, primary caregiver. Girls date their daddies. Well, I'm gonna date my daddy and get from this person what daddy couldn't give me, which makes a full circle of daddy. And the same with brothers. And sisters and brothers might have to date a version of their parent, whether it's their mama, whether it's their daddy. I'm gonna get from my man what my mama didn't give me, right? I'm gonna get from my woman what my daddy didn't give me. Oh yeah, we'd rather date a reenactment than freedom, because freedom is scary. Because our parents missed that moment of attunement several times, maybe through neglect, maybe through avoidance, maybe through manipulation and control, which is where we learned it from. Is any of this making sense, y'all? Am I wasting my damn time being out here for this motivational moment? Huh? You've never been free to be you, the free you, the real you, the authentic you. You're just a reenactment of what they said you was or weren't. And that becomes a psycho-spiritual magnet. Right? That pulls in concomitant experiences. It's been happening to me my whole life. It's been happening to me my whole life. Where's your life is transitory journal? Where is this too shall pass journal? Where's that journal to let you know every hurt is momentary unless you say so? Every hurt is a teacher that doesn't have to hurt forever. Oh, every hurt is a teachable moment. Doesn't have to hurt forever. You make it hurt forever because you should have did this. You could have did this. Why didn't you do this? I wouldn't have done that to you. Do you see? I don't know if you're paying attention to what I'm laying down right now. You've been taught that there's only safety in predictability. Your government is in turmoil. If there is a social shadow of course there's going to be a neighborhood shadow. There's going to be a family shadow. If there's a family shadow, you as an individual have a shadow that you take into relationships for reconciliation. You got to reconcile with you before you try to get back with that other person. Right? Many of you are two people walking in a relationship and got the nerve to talk crap about a Gemini. Many of you are two-faced against yourself. You haven't accepted you as the whole you, but you talking about, oh, I'm real. No, the real you is suppressed by you. The fake version of you, the mask you wear, the persona that says, I ain't gonna change, I ain't gonna switch up. Who we talking to today? Who am I talking to today? Does any of this resonate with y'all? Hey, Martin Muhammad, man, thank you, brother. Listen, if this message was meaningful, because I like engagement, I like to talk to folk. I can talk, yeah, but I want to talk to folk. If this message was engaging and meaningful, hey, you guys can hit my super chat. You guys can go to my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. If you think this morning message resonated, Zoe, brother, my brother, I've been following you. I've been following up since I was in the 9th grade of high school, and your wisdom definitely helped shape me as a man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope I pointed you in the right direction, because if you've been following me for that long, you've been following me when I was far more broken than I am today. So, although I appreciate the words, brother, maybe I helped a little to point you in the right direction, but or in a direction that is suitable for you. But you are your own answer, brother. You are your own anchor. All right? And I want you to remember that. Like, yeah, I can reflect some high points in you. And I also can reflect, if I'm not careful, some low points in you. But if you feel like I've reflected some high points, I appreciate that. But just keep the work. Keep doing the work, brother. You're the answer. You're your own answer. You're the light of you. You're your own guru. You're your own teacher, right? Because I can't implement what you learn. Only you can. You feel me? Only you can implement what you learn, what you understand, what you comprehend. You magnetize the truth out of you. I might reflect something. That's why I'm trying to do these talks. Is it resonating at some point? That's why I'm always asking, does it resonate? Did something happen in your spirit as I was talking? Because once that happens, then it's reclamation time. Yeah, let me reclaim the true me. And then after reclamation, there's reformation, right? You have to rebuild who you are so you can experience an unconditionally free version of who you are. Not, oh, my mama would be upset. Oh, my father wouldn't approve. Or, do you understand what I'm saying? That's a prison. That's a prison. I have to live within a template, within the liberty of somebody else's brokenness. No. Liberty. Freedom within constraints. We live in uncertain times. We're looking to broken systems to provide whole answers, right? We're looking to broken people to make us whole, right? And if we're honest, we look to broken people mainly because they're familiar. No, I didn't. And to be quite honest with you, It's really just about accepting, right? I just had to get to a space. Oh, I got time. I just had to get to a space where I just accepted this is how things are. Doesn't mean if the opportunity presented itself, I wouldn't investigate. But I'm just sitting. I'm at peace. You know? And I was reapproached recently. And instead of doing what I normally do, which is, you know, allow the AP or the anxious, preoccupied side to ask questions, investigate, you know, vet, to make sure. I just sat back and observed. And I recognized the more I observed, the more they detached. Right? It was like, oh, you're here for some type of supply. You want me to chase. You want me to, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not who you thought you fell in love with. I'm no longer that person. And the conscious side of me is saying, I will never allow myself to be that kind of person again. See, you got to show up in pure presence now. You can't show up in pure pretense, purely pretending. You can't show up purely performative. You got to show up in pure presence. See, you got people out there who are broken, who are addicted to the effort of others. This is why we made effort so important. Oh, you got to show let me tell you why. When you have presence, you don't need effort. Listen, I don't know who I'm talking to. See, when you have presence, you don't need effort. You don't need the performance of effort. So many people are addicted to people performing for them to prove to them, oh, this person cares. This person likes me. This person wants to be around. Let me tell you something. Show up in presence that says, I'm here. I'm willing to participate openly, fully, truthfully. Nah, man, we got pure thespians out here who want some type of validation, assurance, reassurance. No more. You deal with Zoe Williams, got to show up in pure presence. Does that make sense? Show up in pure presence. Don't show up pretending. Show up in pure presence. Well, I can say this. I appreciate that everybody one person hit the like button. I guess that's the end of this little, I went off on a tangent. That's the end of this meaningful morning meaningful message. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Don't forget to tap in tonight. YouTube, like I said, been suppressing my videos. Even videos like this, you know, we've been losing subscribers. We've been hovering around 74,000 subscribers. But, you know, we go through a purge every month or so where more and more subscribers just unsubscribe because they can't get notifications. They can't do whatever. So I'm asking you guys, hit that like button, hit the share button. Everybody in here should, if you could like 3 times, you know, like it 3 times. But yeah, you know, find a way to tap in tonight. I guess I should do Twitch or and I hope I answered your question. I guess I could do Twitch or IG. My son told me to do IG. But yeah, tonight I may do IG or YouTube. But if I do YouTube, man, I hope you guys. If I do YouTube, I hope you guys get the notification. All right. I love y'all. I'm gone.